Hello all and welcome all. I'm your host Lou, and today we have a jam-packed show for you with a great special guest. Yo, hello everybody and welcome everybody. You are tuned in for a special episode. This is episode 40. Episode 40. That's right. We're tuned in live down here at Station 3, Manhattan, New York City, right outside the Bull on Wall Street, baby. There might be a bear, but we're coming from the Bull, and we're here today. I dragged somebody from the Bears, somebody who we haven't seen on the timeline in a while, but they're out here today. So with that, let me give you guys the red tape. You know, we run this show for 1 hour with the first half dedicated entirely to our special guest. In the second half, we open up that stage to anybody who wants to come up, ask questions, throw flowers, be respectful. If you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, hit that chat bottom button in the bottom, that bottom, hit it, retweet it, get it out here. If you're enjoying the conversation, Lost and Found is an incredible special guest. We have so much to cover with him today. Please stay there for 1 second before you come off that mic. I got so much more to talk about. We are also live right now on YouTube. Check us out, YouTube Live. We're looking good. We're looking sexy. You can also watch us there. Okay. With that, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, DYOR and FA. Please be safe out there. Please be safe out there. The scams are crazy. The links are wild. Do not run, walk. Okay. With that, I highly suggest y'all tune back to last week's episode where we talked about security to keep yourself safe. JPEG J, how are you doing today, my beautiful co-host?
Hey, doing really good once again. How are you feeling in your new HQ?
Dude, I'm feeling good. I think we picked a good time because like an hour before we start the show, I hear the doors clicking. People are locking up for the day, going home. I tried to make good with all the neighbors to let them know I'm only loud for 1 hour and I'm only here for a little bit of time before they find us a better soundproof room. So thank you, Jay, for asking about that. Also, I want to point out that Artifact Creators, yes, Artifact has done an incredible job putting us over on their website. They have Spaces hosts over there, so they're not just looking at animation now, they're looking at everything, okay? If you've got some skill, if you're in the community, go check it out. We're going to talk about that more later. And with that, let me get into today's sponsor. Okay, today's sponsor was also here last week, and they're incredible. They're helping with the disabled American veterans. Yes, every time you mint the Buccaneers on the blockchain project, 20% of that goes straight to the DAV, and anytime that NFT exchanges hands or resells, 20% of that money goes straight to the DAV again. I hope to have them up here soon. I hope they're just maybe a little late, and I hope they're tuning in. Okay. Let's take a second back here. Lost and Found is somebody that we got to meet well over a year ago at the Gagosian event when we were here for the CloneX NYC Murakami event. And since then, I've watched Lost and Found just do incredible stuff outside of the crypto Twitter sphere, and I've held on to watching him, and I want to get him up on the show today. And with that, we got a big special warm welcome to Lost and Found. How are you today, brother?
Hey, I'm all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great, per usual.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for tuning in. You're coming to us live from Detroit, right?
Yeah, Detroit area. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm in a suburb. I'm not trying to be like Kid Rock and be like I'm from Detroit and then I'm from some bougie area down, but I'm kind of close. I'm like 10 minutes out.
I love that you mentioned Kid Rock in Detroit because I actually saw Kid Rock in Nashville, Tennessee. So I guess he's everywhere. So with that, let's back it up here. You're my special guest. Please kick up your feet. Don't feel rushed. Please tell people a little bit about yourself, a bit about your background, how you got into the Web3 space, and then we'll get into talking about today's topic, car design.
Yeah, I'm John. also known as Web3, Lost and Found. Same with Web2. Same with like my artist name. But I'm studying car design out here in Detroit. Graduated in May, so just waiting for that phone call. And I heard about Artifact, I think through Twitter, and I just remember seeing the art even before the Murakami like Dream Collab announcement, and I was just stoked on the art. It felt like it was something special, and it turned out to be. So I yeah, I fundraised because I was pretty new. I'm not some, you know, I'm a normal guy, so I scraped up the money for the mint, and it was 3 ETH gang, like initial mint, and I'm still here.
Still here, still going strong. Yo, are you born and raised from Detroit? You just went straight into it. I want to know a little bit more about your background, Lost and Found.
Yeah, I'm originally from California, from Southern California. Then we lived all over in Sacramento and stuff like that. And then uh, I wanted to do clay sculpting, and there's a school in Pasadena, California, and there's one out here in Detroit. And I saw how much tuition was, and I knew I couldn't afford that whatsoever. So I ended up joining the military just for the VA benefit. So you spend 4 years, you get 4 years, and 10 years later, I graduated.
Thank you for your service today, and that's why we chose today's sponsor, because we look out for our veterans. So please retweet the room, like it if you're here, and then we'll get that NFT given away. What was it like jumping into the Navy? Was it you had that vision all along, so you could have a little nest egg when you came out?
No, actually, I never even thought about the military before figuring out that they paid for your school. So once I found out, that they'll give you school in exchange for some of your life, I signed up the next day, and yeah, it was the right move at the time, and I still feel like it was the right thing to do.
Could you tell us maybe like a crazy experience while you were in the Navy? Something cool, something wild, something that you would only experience it in the Navy?
Yeah, we were in the middle of the Pacific. So I started off around Guam, and we toured the Western Pacific, so like Korea all the way down to Singapore. Like we really ran around, and we were going in transit to Singapore in the South China Sea, and there's a call called man scat, and when they do that, you're not to be seen on the outside of the boat. And they made that call, and we were kind of looking at each other like we didn't hear this as a drill beforehand. And our boat's from the 70s. I was on a submarine tender, so a ship that fixed submarines. That was my job, was fixing submarines. And we look through the porthole of the boat, and we see a Chinese destroyer ship with its guns, like its 5-inch guns, which are cannons, really, pointed at us. And it was like less than a football field away. And I just remember staring at it and kind of just waiting to not exist anymore. Like that was kind of the feeling that I thought might happen. And a submarine that was one of ours breached, and then the Chinese destroyer ran away. But that was like one of the most hectic experiences while I was in my life in general. But while I was that was probably the most intense it got.
That is so cool that you used to work and repair submarines. Like you probably have to have like a security clearance to do that, right?
Yeah, I had a security clearance. It wasn't like top secret, or they call it secret squirrel when it's of the top secrets that you can do.
So when you got out of the Navy and you got into the crypto space, like how hard was it for you to get crypto in your wallet? Like what, and was Clone X, was Artifact the first project that like you went for, or were there other projects?
Oh man, I think my first project was this donkey PFP, where I was like, this is kind of cool. They had like a Kendrick looking PFP and like Snoop Dogg looking PFP. I forgot what it was, but I think I was just like feeling out how to, how to even do transactions. Um, but dude, I almost got my wallet drained because I got a DM and was like, "Hey, we're minting early." I was in the Discord for like 10 minutes, and they were like, "Oh, we just need go to this site, give us your 18 words or however many there are." And I was doing it, and then I was like, "Let me write like a mod and see what this is about." And they were like, "Definitely don't click on anything like that ever again." So I learned pretty quick, but I didn't get drained, so that was good.
Oh my gosh,
So yeah,
dude! 10 minutes, and they were already trying to
yeah,
drain you.
I almost got cooked. Yeah, but I
Um,
didn't, fortunately.
so you're wearing a really cool T-shirt right now. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lost and Found is my band. I make some tunes. I've been recording myself for as long as I can remember. And Lost and Found is just like a name that I came up with. I wanted it to sound like a person's name, but also sound a little familiar. And Lost and Found is where I settled. And I started off screen printing shirts because I was doing like print on demand online, like Squid Ink and all that stuff. And I was like, I could do that better. And I ended up just doing that. And I make like wallets, and it all started with like making shirts, and now I'm making bags and like leather goods and clothes and stuff like that now. I got to
You're
stay
doing
busy,
you y'all, he's doing a ton of stuff. He's being way too humble here. Where Jay's pulling it up on the live video stream here now. He's got Muay Thai shirts, t-shirts, sweatpants. I'm sure you got stickers, right?
Yeah, I throw in a handful, kind of do the Supreme thing, and just throw a bunch of stickers in every order and all that.
Tell us
But
about this recent photo shoot you did with your clothing brand, and tell us about that. Just like from a lot of people don't know like how much work that goes into that.
yeah, my homie Angelica, she's from Brooklyn, Michigan, which is I didn't even know about that until a couple weeks ago that there is a Brooklyn, Michigan. And she helped me a while ago because we went to college for creative studies together. And I just asked her if she could model for me. And I drove out there. What is today? Thursday? I drove out there yesterday and took these photos. Um, I just try to, if I'm interested in something, I think I commit a little too hard. Maybe dump some money in it, but um, I just enjoyed. I was stoked on these pictures too.
Wow, you took these photos yourself. You didn't like
Yeah.
hire a photographer.
No, YouTube University helps you out with that kind of thing sometimes too.
Dude, you're like a one team band, literally.
Yeah. It's fun and frustrating at the same time. But I mean, I think I'm very much like if you want to do something, do it yourself so that you learn the process and then you can know that quality and outsource from there if you need to. But I haven't scaled that much yet, so I just enjoy doing all this stuff too.
And the shorts, the Muay Thai shorts are almost sold out, correct?
Yeah, I just have I have 3 pairs left. Those were man, I've been wanting to make those for so long. I don't even really know why, but I just thought running around Thailand itself, you just see it at a bar, and I was like, those are dope. I'd love to see like a LF patch across the front of them, and finally it happened.
Yo, and so if anybody's tuning in right now, Lost and Found is doing us a big help. He's giving away free shipping today for any of his merch that he's produced. So if you just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
get there, support our homie, throw in the code word VOO, BOO, you'll get free shipping for today. So I'm
Yeah.
incredibly happy that you've done that. So let's back up here to over your right shoulder. There's something
hmm
pretty incredible that you recently finished. Can you tell us about how it started and how it finished up where it is today?
Yeah, this is so I went to school for clay modeling, and they not many people know that this is like the process that cars go through before they become a full-size car, right? So like this is about third scale. It's pretty big. Like it's 4.5 feet long. It weighs 80-ish pounds. And they do full-size cars made out of clay. They have been since the 50s with like General Motors and stuff kind of started it. But Yeah, this is I put quite a few hours in this thing, and I'm it's going in the garbage tomorrow,
Yo,
actually.
the way he slapped the car, y'all. He's like I put a lot of hours into this thing.
I'm like the car salesman meme back in the day.
Yeah, if Jay, if you could get a picture of that pinned up for those that are not watching the video live stream on YouTube right now, that would be great. You said you were going to get rid of this, and I wanted you to ship it to me, and you said how much does it weigh again?
It weighs at least 80 pounds, and it's gigantic. You'd have to like crate it. It's not fitting in an envelope, you know.
Dude,
But like,
I think you could give this. Don't just trash it. I feel like this could go somewhere, like for real. Like if there's anybody out in Detroit or knows somebody in Detroit, I would love this in my home, you know. And so what later after it's clay? What you like
mhm.
spray paint it silver to give it that car prototype effect?
No, this is it's this material called Dynoc, and it's actually like a roll of it is I think 20 yards long by, you know, 2 yards, and that's like 4 grand for that roll. And this probably took like 3 yards to cover because it replicates like automotive paint, just being applicable and like a wrap essentially.
How much did you say it was again?
For what?
The paper.
It's a couple grand for a roll, and this took quite a bit of material. So it's but I think it's also healthy once you create something, you know, it's not yours anymore, really. Like music, like that's how I had to be with my music because I just got so married to it. I was after putting it out, I was like, I could have done this different and all that stuff. But once you put it out, I just had to feel like it's not mine anymore. And I think I'm feeling the same way about this. But I should just throw it in downtown somewhere and just kind of do like a rogue installation and just leave it somewhere.
Dude, yes. Yes.
That's not a bad
And you
idea.
mentioned graffiti earlier. Like, are you a bomber? Like, you got a little graffiti past in you?
Yeah, I was arrested freshman year for it actually. That's like how shitty I was at it, to be honest. But I still paint once in a while. Out here in Detroit, man, it's so different from California because in in California, even if you have paint on you, then you'll get questioned and all that stuff pretty adamantly. But like it's super casual here. I'm not saying you're painting in front of cops or nothing, but you can go in some of these abandoned factories and stuff and have time to do a big piece, you know.
I'm, I'm throwing
Like
the mic to Jay.
yeah.
He's approved now, right, Jay?
Oh, for sure. You gotta be arrested once or twice or more.
I think I'm good with once, especially since I was like living at home. And actually now that I'm done with the VA, now I can uh paint and not be worried about getting my benefits taken away. You know what I mean?
Hey, for
So
those just listening, we're talking about getting arrested for graffiti alone. Like, come on now. We're not trying to get arrested, you know? Like,
no, I'm not. Yeah,
we're not
I'm just
promoting
saying.
being arrested.
Right. I'm just saying. Like now, I have less guilt if I do get hemmed up or whatever.
Okay, to change gears a little bit, we're
Yeah.
on Twitter Spaces, right, y'all? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. We're doing a giveaway. Retweet the room, like the room. Follow me, follow Lost and Found, follow Buccaneers on the blockchain. We're going to be doing an incredible giveaway today, an NFT that looks just like our Navy boy up here with the bucket hat. So please get that out there. One thing I want to also pivot here and suggest is that Lost and Found has a really dope Instagram account for real. Like, dude, like I have this written out here. Let me do this. From Chuck Norris bicycle kicks in the air to adventuring in abandoned buildings to clothing design, creating Muay Thai shorts, gear selling out, musically inclined on your guitar. I mean, what is it that you don't do? And for those that just joined in, this guy was fixing submarines for us. Thank you, sir.
I think my answer to that would probably be like Sudoku. You know, I think that's the thing that I don't want to get into. I think it's too mentally occupying for me.
Jay, I feel like you're hurt by that a little.
I am. I
Oh, I'm
went through
sorry.
like a really heavy Sudoku phase. It is, you're right. It is very mentally
Man,
taxing. And anybody who says it's relaxing are like lying.
I mean, I could do the simple ones, right? Like the entry level where maybe not more than half, but quite a bit of it's filled in. But once you get like, only a few per row, then I'm like, I don't know if I have the dedication for this right now. Is really it. But man, I'm hitting some things good for you, and I hope I don't lose our friendship because of my statements today.
No, you're
As long as you're okay with people turning on assist when we do
Sure, yeah.
Sudoku, we're friends.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my gosh, I love that. No, this is incredible. And by the way, I want to give you your flowers because you reached out to me a long time ago and you said, I want to interview you, but I don't want to just do any interview. I want to interview you about music you like. And it was
Hmm.
incredible. I hope we can get that shared and tweeted out there because you not only interviewed me, you interviewed a couple people within the Artifact creator space. And it's fun and it's dope, man. And I hope you get some more time to do it again because you put a lot of love and care into it. And like I think it's great. And if somebody wants to get to know me a little better, they can go back and listen to that 3 hour plus interview, and you're gonna know me real well after that.
It's yeah, I mean what we did was hold on, I'm trying to link you.
Oh no, don't rug on me. You rugged. Jay, did I rug?
Yes,
Am I here?
you're here.
I'm here, but not lost and found. And he's still talking on the video stream, going crazy. I love it.
He's lost, but he'll be found.
Oh my God, lost and found. On point. Go to the store right now if you want to get some sick ass merch. Use the code BOO, BOO, to get free shipping. Are you back, lost and found?
Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry about
Yes,
that.
you're back. That
Yes.
was actually beautiful. There's no coincidences in this space. It actually shows how we're genuine and how we are working on the fly. We're gonna break it. If we don't break it, we'll fix it. Everything you just said, nobody heard. If you don't mind repeating that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to yeah, I mean, keep it casual. I tried to link from my phone to my computer and my AirPods connected to the computer, I guess. I don't know, but it was called Clonex Radio, and yeah, dude, our chat is one of my favorites. You and Fawn are the ones that I send people all the time. Natasha Fawn, she's so sweet. And I just go through like ranks of, like what you listened to growing up, those songs that made you discover music on your own, and songs you'll always love and stuff like that. It tells a lot about people. And I thought that people would be like doing like bangers. They're like, oh, this is gonna, like the number ones. But it's a lot of deep cuts and a lot of music that I've never heard before, including yours. Like we've gone all over the place with our episode. I really enjoyed it.
I love it, and I love listening back to the people you had on there. There's a lot of great people on there, and I'm hoping that you'll get back out here and we can get that up on the Artifact Creators website because seriously, you are just an incredible person with everything you're doing. I'm curious if you're going to take this car design thing that you've done, right? And if you've been a supporter of mine from the beginning. And our first show, this is episode 40, everybody. Our first episode, we opened up Hot Wheels on the show with NFTs, right? Do you think that you're going to help get these car companies to bridge that gap with digital collectibles when you do these designs?
There's been a few, right? Like the Hot Wheels with their using gas. I think that was an interesting platform. I think that's what the currency was for it. And then Porsche did one, Lamborghini did one, and it seemed to fare. And McLaren. I think McLaren might have been the most successful. But I think it's just going to be tough. I think it's too niche for these giant companies to dedicate their resources. But there's nothing off the table when it comes to discussion.
I ask everybody this question that comes on my show, and you have not been in the space, like you've like kind of taken a little break, but you still peer in here. Is there anything about the Web3 space that you would like to see change, like get left behind, maybe get updated, like other than going to car school, which is important, and you focus on yourself? Have you been away because it's too much? Like, we miss you.
Yeah, school, like, um, this tuition, it's like I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but to like be frank, the tuition was like almost 200 and it was like $250,000 education. That's like the necessity for me to go to join the military to pay for it, and it was arduous for sure. I was doing at least 90-hour weeks on a light week, and like this, the clay car here was probably like in 3 months, probably over 100 hours on it alone, which doesn't sound like too much, but when you're like doing a chunk like this and you're pulling surface and then you're trying to see those reflections and you just see one little, like divot or lump and you pull it, it's too far, you got to rebuild. So it's a lot of back and forth and sketching and all that stuff. I learned a lot in a good way.
I appreciate you sharing the process because I really saw a clay block become
yeah.
a futuristic cyberpunk like car. Like, props, that money was well spent on you, and I really cannot wait to see where you go. Please include us in all the VIP dope ass McLaren, Lamborghini, Ferrari events you do. And I'm sure you'll end up designing the new future Formula One racer. Okay, everybody, we're 3 minutes to the midway section of our show, and we got a little surprise for you. Lost and Found is going to throw on his guitar for us, and he's going to play a song for us. And if you would please request up, I would love to hear a word from our sponsor today, Buccaneers on the Blockchain. And then after we've heard this little tune, we'll take questions, flowers, anything from our audience. So with that, take us away here, brother. And if the audio sounds a little bad, y'all, we don't have a Rotocaster. Bear with us. He's not going to go more than just 2 minutes. We understand everybody's ears are important.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I play guitar, for a little while. This song's actually called "Be Your Boo," but it's about asking somebody out to be their boo. So I thought it was appropriate. Hey, what you doing? That's fine, I don't care. I just wanna watch you live. As they make sound, I wanna put my face in that sweet air. Leave it there and take a smell. Waiting for your time. I want it to be mine. I wanna be your boo. I wanna be your boo. Won't you make me your boo? I wanna be your boo. Yeah. We'll do a little type version for today.
Woo! That was sick.
Woo!
That was awesome. That sounded great.
Thanks, man.
Sometimes it's too much going through the phone. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it sounds wild, All right, y'all. This is the Q&A open mic session. I remind you that this is a sponsored spaces. It's sponsored by Buccaneers on the Blockchain, supporting the DAV. We look out for our veterans. Please retweet the room, like the room, follow Buccaneers, follow me, follow Lost and Found, so we can give this incredible NFT away. And if anybody wants to come down from the audience, come up and speak, ask some questions. Our boy up here is a former that used to work on, I think, nuclear submarines, right? They're not diesel anymore, correct?
Yeah, it's all nuclear powered stations on there. Yeah.
Wait, so do you have are you like a radiologist or wait, no? What was your specific thing?
So I was a machinist in the Navy. So I was working on a lathe and a mill, doing all metal work that isn't welding, pretty much. So they'd come to me with something, you know, they'd be like, oh, this used to be out here. I'm holding the camera right now, but like making it look like it had a long lens, and they're like, it used to be out here. We don't really know what this looked like, but it needs to connect to this. Can you make this missing piece? And it was like a puzzle every day, pretty much, or did 100 bolts, you know.
For the audience, Lost and Found just held up a camera and he was describing the lens of the camera like the submarine. Okay, by the way, like the cylinder of the submarine. That's what he was
like the
on the video.
like the internals, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you think you're gonna incorporate any NFC chips into your merch going forward?
You know, I was thinking about that because I put out a small collection when Manifold was popping off with like the free mints and all that stuff, and I had that to purchase sound pack for like music production, token gated on my site, and I thought that was kind of dope, and I just wanted to see if it would work. I still have it set up, but I haven't done anything. But NFCs on like incorporated, I'd have to do some research into that. I haven't looked into that yet.
We can help you with it. Jay's got me hooked up with an NFC chip business card. I mean, it's not really hard to get NFC.
Yeah.
And one of our previous episodes, we had somebody come on, Cody Hartley. He's got an NFC chip implanted in his hand, and we found out there's a bunch of different kinds of chips. Like single link, like with the clothing, with the artifact clothing. Apparently, that's a one link kind of chip. And with the chip in his hand, that's like a multi kind of link. Jay actually had a question for you about music.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, first of all, that song just now was like amazing. I mean, it's the fact that it's called Boo too. Like,
yeah, beer like, boo, yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good. I noticed that your singing voice has like an entirely different accent. Like it's amazing. It's beautiful. Like, how did that come about?
I think I emulated a lot of records that I had growing up. You know, like, I'm not saying I particularly sing like these people, but I think like we had Sublime self-titled, and we had a couple Red Hot Chili Pepper CDs in the Jeep growing up, and I think I just kind of moved onto that sort of vocal timbre and like scoopy kind of thing, and it just kind of stayed. Just like Goliath, when he opened up, that's like a random rap song that I have in the middle of my record, and I think I rap very East Coast style, like enunciation, but it's just like speaking what I hear kind of thing, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. See, this is why it's so important to ask these questions, and I have a million of them, and I don't know why our audience is so shy today, but hey, maybe that's why sometimes you need to stay in the space, Lost and Found. You need to tweet at least once a week, right? Instead of always being on Instagram. But that's just, hey, we got to balance it out, right?
Yeah.
Something that was very important. I think it's incredible that you do this. You said that you try to make sure that music is incorporated with everything, whether you're doing a T-shirt release, whether you're doing a car release. And I agree with you. Why do you feel that that's so important to you?
I think I just have a particular connection with music. Just I kind of dedicate half my life to it, I suppose. The radio show is music based. My clothing brand was based off of the music that I make. I think it's just something that emotionally moves me and captivates me, and I want to share music that makes people feel fun or get a little aggro if you want. I don't know, that kind of thing.
I love that answer. I really do think music builds experience. And I always look at an NFT or a digital collectible and I see if it has music. And like when they don't have music, I'm like, man, they missed something there, unfortunately. Like adding a little bit of music, it really goes a long way. I mean, when that song, what is that song from that movie Arrival, the Alien movie, Jay? That song, man, when that song comes on, the tears are coming down. I am going to cry regardless when that song.
I think you brought that up on the Clonix radio episode too.
I think I did bring that up there. Man,
yeah.
that song makes me cry every time, yo.
Yeah.
Skidley, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining us. I hope you got reception.
I'm good. Have you got me?
You sound good. How are you? Skidley,
I'm very good.
what fancy, expensive new tools are you playing with on the job site? You know, you rare earth mineral expert, you.
Oh, yeah, the old Halo. Yeah, I haven't. That's my latest one. That's all they'll let me touch at the moment. So nothing any more fancier than that. So let's keep them happy for now and see what I can do after that. It's nice to be up here. It's nice to talk to you again, Boo and Jay. And whilst it's really interesting to hear your story, mate. And my question for you is, with so many, I guess, talents and things that you're into, how did you go really deciding what you wanted to do as a career? Like, obviously, you could put a lot of time into each of these talents and see where it could take you. How did you really figure out where you wanted to go?
So when I was younger, I saw at a car show. I'm from like Sacramento area, and they have Autorama, and they had this clay model on within like the expo center, and it was a Porsche, and it was half skinned, like my car here, and half exposed clay, and it just like I didn't even know. I was just staring at it for so long. I was like, wow, that is exactly what I want to do. And I was like 12ish around then. I am pretty fortunate to know what I wanted to do from a young age and all that other stuff. But I do think it's also healthy to have not my full life just dedicated to a singular thing. Because then people get burned out, and I love creating and making people hopefully as stoked as I am on the things that I make. So I think I just want to create the things that I want to see, and also make cars for my 9 to 5, because I lose track of hours in the clay when I do that too.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that when it's time for a break. That's one thing I'll definitely be doing, is go back and watch this the YouTube to see that. I do quite like creating stuff, not necessarily in the clay, but in the wood side of things. So I'm fascinated to see how that goes. And is it a solid piece, or do you have sort of is it hollow? Do you have sort of a structure that you've molded around?
Yeah, so the chassis, quote unquote chassis, is wood, and then you do a lot of blocking with foam so that it's a little bit of weight reduction. So there's probably about like half an inch to an inch of clay around it, but still, with even just that thin of clay around it, it's still a very heavy object. But yeah, are you turning wood on a lathe, or are you doing like hand carving or sanding and all that stuff?
So a bit of both. So I haven't been lathing a lot yet, but I do have access to a small one. But the last little piece I did was just a hand carving, and then the piece before that was not quite so much carving, but just it was a monolith box. So it was just
you made
a lot of
that's you. Dang, dude, that's cool.
The straight edges and stuff. So just playing around, just experimenting at the moment, and I'd really love to get to a stage where I can mix materials and metals, clays, woods, and really make some funky stuff down the track. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, and thanks for sharing your story here.
Yeah. No, I was stoked on that when the physical model of the monolith, I saw that. Yeah, that was cool.
Thank you, Skidley. We love you. We support you. He's also working on a crazy carving of a tongue trait for CloneX. He does an amazing stuff. We love you. He literally he's episode 40. He hasn't missed one episode. God, we love you, Skidley. And I've been trying to get him on the show, y'all. I've been trying to get him on the show, and he's like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet, Boo. But you will be. You will be. And thank you for that, Skidley. And with that, we have our sponsor up here today, Buccaneers on the Blockchain. How are you doing today? I hope there's someone behind that account that can speak.
Yes, it's Lydia. Hi. How are you?
Hey, Lydia, how are you today? I'm so happy you're up here. So I think I've dropped the information maybe 2 to 3 times now, but I would love to hear it from somebody else. And can you tell us a little bit about Buccaneers on the Blockchain and what we're doing today?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I've heard a rumor that we're giving away a Buccaneer NFT, which will give the recipient not only an NFT with intrinsic value and excellent art, but also significant impact for disabled American veterans and, entry into our first game, which, I think I got ahead of myself a little bit. But anyway, entry into our first game, which honestly is a really great cause, and it's a great way to make money. And so it's just one of those win-win-win sorts of things. You get a Buccaneer NFT, and 25% of that mint goes directly to disabled American veterans. 25% goes into the pot, and the rest goes to operations. And then once the game has started, that pot, which at mint out would equal something between like 32 and 48 ETH if we mint it out. That would be like amazing, and that would be before the game starts. But once the game begins, it's a 2-week battle. You use your NFT like a battle card, like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, but simplified gameplay. It's you can attack, train, or defend. You've got 12 attributes you can train up. And it's really a matter of like looking and listening and feeling out the game. So we've been sort of mum on some of the details, but it's kind of like that's part of the fun, that's part of the strategy. But at the end of that 2 weeks, each of those actions in the game carries a small cost, which gives 40% to the treasure chest and 40% to disabled American veterans. So the the amounts then accrue like exponentially faster. And so that pot, which starts at 32 to like 45 ETH, then multiplies. So it's really kind of like a win-win. You're doing good, and then 22 of the people who play are going to win their portion of the pot, which it decreases, but like the first person wins the most, but there are 22 of them who are going to win their piece of a pretty significant pot. Like I'm talking multiple people with 6 figures. So, and serious impact for disabled American veterans, which is our sort of our true north, our lighthouse. Art by 40 FPS, who is an established artist in his own right. And I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at some of the one-of-ones today, but I've been really kind of throwing them out there. They're really incredible.
Lydia, thank you. That was incredible, everybody. Wow. Lydia is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
God, I love it when people come up here and they just spit all the facts and they have all of it together. Thank you so much. And to remind everybody, we are giving away an NFT. You have to retweet this space. You have to like the room. You have to follow Lost and Found. Follow me. Follow Buccaneers on the Blockchain. And then we can give it out. Lost and Found, I'm going to throw you the mic. What do you think about this incredible project? And I was wrong, by the way. I said 20% earlier. They're giving away 25% to the DAB.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm a DAP member as well. I have ability rating too. So anything that runs it, there is, like Wounded Warrior, there's the DAP, there's all these things that benefit, soldiers and anybody else that was in the service. And I'm always a part of that. We got to look after each other. And there are these programs that are making it a lot easier for people like us to get the help that we need, whether that's like a little stipend or that's actual medical care or someone to chat with. It's all useful, and it's making it a lot easier for gung-ho guys or even whoever who are just like to be more comfortable asking for help, which I think was a bit of a stigma back in the day of seeming helpless or weak. But I mean, there was a quote that I heard back in the day, and I'm not much of a quote in the morning kind of guy, but it said, asking for help is the opposite of giving up, which has always landed pretty nicely with me. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and that took me a while to understand that too. But yeah, I'm always about helping people like that.
Yo, I am so blown away right now because I was talking to Brendan, who's up here on stage right now with us, and I said I didn't even know like if you were a part of this, if you even like recognize yourself as a disabled vet. And he said, you know what, a lot of vets out there, suffer in silence, and for you to just come out here and say that out after like we exchanged Instagram messages and all that, bro, like man, you're a real one, dude. Like for real, you got my full 110% support, yo. Appreciate you just being honest about that. And I know there's other people out there that feel the same. And I can't speak on this because I didn't serve. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming up here and talking about us and telling us this. Brendan, are you there today? How are you doing?
I am here. I'm doing well. It's been a pleasure to listen in on this space. Lawson, thank you for the words and the wisdom and the music. Frankly, your work is pretty incredible, and your honesty is even more so. So we're just happy to be able to support people like yourself, and we're honored to be a corporate partner with the Disabled American Veteran Foundation. Honored and lucky, I would say. A number of our team is made up of DAV members, and it has been it certainly wasn't the easiest thing making them getting them to sign on to a corporate partnership, but we've made sure that we set the stage, set the tone for things moving forward in this space where you shouldn't have to trust anybody but the technology. And in that respect, what we've done is put something together that, 25%, yeah, that's the beginning. But the vast majority of the funds, based on the model and the game theory involved, are going to come from in-game play. And that's where we take ourselves essentially completely out of it. Out of the, our hands can't touch the funds. So, don't trust us, trust the technology and trust in the DAV. And I think, we looked at a lot of different nonprofits, and DAV is by far, in a way, the most outstanding, sterling, and tremendous organization that we could find. And it just made sense. But, I'd love to hear that a veteran of your stature would, finds it to be a worthy cause. I hope that others do, and I hope that people mint. Minting is open, by the way. I guess I'll wrap my little thing up with, I love it. I love being in Boo's room. Me and Boo, like he said, had a conversation, long conversation. It was great. A lot of shared values there, but, I really, really want to make sure that nobody needs to ask for help anymore, and make it lucrative to do so, to help people in that way. And so I hope that people join on to this GiveFi platform that we put out there. This Buccaneers of the Blockchain is the first iteration. I hope people join on to it, contribute to it, and actively play it and love it, and give us their feedback so we can improve it. But it's really all about, if we can save one life, then I've accomplished my mission. If we can save, anything more than that, amazing. But the last thing I'll say is that there's 22 winners for one reason. So we try to bake meaning into everything that we do. 22 on average veterans commit suicide every day, and we'd like to see us have the ability to reduce the number of winners day by day or game by game overall. So if you have the means or the interest, please take a look at the information in our Discord, official links, and mint a Buccaneer. I'm sporting my own little custom Grateful Dead Jerry Garcia Buccaneer. Cannot play. He can play guitar, but he cannot play our game. Um, but yeah, highly recommend everybody. If you're looking for somewhere that has the safety and some assurity of real world impact plus legitimate value, there's not another project that represents that. It really isn't. So that's what I have to say. I'm Brendan, and I'm a guy who's here.
You're more than there, Brendan, and they're doing it all safe, yo. Because last week when the Buccaneers Twitter account was tweeting us out, I said, "Yo, where's the credit here, Brendan?" And he said, "I don't have access to that. That's how serious we're taking this. I don't even have access to the Buccaneers Twitter account." And with that, Buccaneers blockchain Lydia's back.
Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I just wanted to follow up a little bit with what I was saying before. I mean, especially the responses to what I said. So I am the writer of the group, and I'm not really used to speaking in this capacity. I'm used to having an edit function, all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit like coming at it backwards, but I wanted to talk about my favorite feature of it, which thankfully you guys prompted. Brendan sold me on. I mean, I've been following Web3 and blockchain technology for a long time. I think people help people. I love any kind of a system where everybody benefits, and frankly, I think there's a lot of good that doesn't take the form of money that comes from giving back and actually practicing service for other people. I think that, one of the major topics or one of the major hurdles facing veterans that I've come to learn more and more about over the last few months is PTSD and sort of like this isolation and this feeling of not connecting necessarily with civilians. And I myself am not a veteran, but I come from a long line of them. And I met some of my family members for the first time. I sort of like looked at them differently. We had open conversations. I realized all of the things that they went through. And frankly, my own depression was alleviated from it. Actually, not thinking about your problems and not only helping other people, but helping a cause, like a whole horde of people, actually impacting the world, actually making a difference. And so it sort of depends on the audience, because you can also, like, whenever I'm trying to market this, our project or our initiative, because it's so much bigger than that. And honestly, it's like, depending on who I talk to, I go, oh, you can win money, and you can definitely win a lot of money. But also you'll find like your life has value again. You start to buy in again a little bit. And so that's the big picture, according to me, that I think this project represents. So I just wanted to make sure I got that one in there.
Nailed it. You guys are incredibly well spoken. Thank you for coming up here and taking the time, hearing a word from our sponsor, right? It's better to hear it from the sponsor directly than always me. DYOR NFA. Stay safe out there. As me being your host, I need to keep you safe, okay? So please make sure you've got a ledger. Make sure you've got Wallet Guard installed. You can even use Revoke Cash extension, okay? I continue to see people getting drained. Continue. Please be safe out there. We don't want anybody to get drained, and we want people to be safe. And Buccaneers on the Blockchain, not only are they doing a good cause, they're keeping it extra secure and extra safe, because why are you going to build all that up if it's just going to get taken away in one click? Brendan's got his hand up, but hold on, just to make things a little more fun and light, and I'll go to it, because we're getting to the end of our show. Lost and Found. I'm in Detroit. We're hanging out. Where are you taking me to eat, bro? Where are we gonna get some food and grub?
So Detroit is known for their pizza and their coney dogs. And a coney dog is really just a chili dog with onion and mustard. CMO. There was a vegan joint out here called CMO, chili mustard onion.
Wait. Coney dogs? Wait, not like Coney Island, New
Not
York.
Coney Island dogs. No,
Wait.
it was
like cheese conies.
Essentially, yeah. It took me a minute to understand it when I came out here too. But Detroit style pizza is also where it's at, I think. And I lived in, not to brag or nothing, but I lived in Italy. I was stationed out there for a little bit, and I think Neapolitan pizza and Detroit style pizza are the two. But I didn't spend much time in New York when I was out there, so I'm not trying to I'm not trying to cause a ruckus or nothing, but Detroit style pizza is pretty solid. I'd want you to try that out.
What makes Detroit pizza special?
So Little Caesars is Detroit style, where it's square or rectangle and deep dish, and it's like crispy bottom. So it has a lot of structure to it, but it's not like Chicago deep dish, where it's just like bread with a half inch of
Oh, all right,
marinara.
all right. You mean delicious?
Everybody has their own taste, but I think Detroit style is pretty solid, and Little Caesars is probably not the best representation, but it's that style if you look at it in its parts separately.
Yeah. So my sister used to date the grandson of the guy who started Little Caesars.
Cool.
He was not very nice, but I like Little Caesars.
There's nothing wrong with Little Caesars. If you're looking for it, it's exactly what you need. I think the same with Coney's out here too.
That's amazing. We're going out to Coney Island this weekend, Saturday. Yo, you don't have to fucking have any PFP. If you guys want to link up with the CloneX NYC group, meet us over at the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Stand. We're going to be hitting the Cloney coasters. We're going to be out in Coney Island. We're going to be going to the beach. It's going to be crazy. Follow CloneX NYC for more information. I got to plug it. I got to shill it. We're at the top of the hour, y'all, but I got some bookkeeping to do. We got the giveaway, right, Jay? Jay, how are we doing on the giveaway?
We have a half an entry.
A half an entry? What do you mean a half an entry?
We have, he left. We have somebody who messaged, commented, but I'm still checking. I don't think they followed everybody.
Oh my goodness. It's okay though. Let's
Give it to Lawson. Give it to Lawson.
No, well, hold on. Now, Brendan, now you said you were gonna mint when you showed up. You were gonna mint one and then give.
Maybe I will. Right? Maybe I won't. I don't know. We only have half an entry. If we only have half an entry, how am I supposed to mint a full one?
Hold on. We have the one.
That's money on the table right there. That's literally like no one wants money.
It's just hard when this space has so much going on with so many attention everywhere. And that's why we've had you guys on the show 2 times, 2 weeks in a row, because I really think what this project is doing is incredible. And I can't believe that our guest just shared with us that he's a DAV member, which I appreciate. I had no idea about that before we did this show. It was not planned at all. So maybe you got to be following on the Buccaneers on the blockchain. Definitely follow Lost and Found, retweet, like the room, and Jay, we'll find a winner, right? Jay's incredibly on it. She does so much, y'all. Please give Jay a like and a follow. Lost and Found.
Jay's the best.
Jay's incredible. She's my Lydia, y'all. She's my Lydia for real. Everybody needs a strong woman on their team for real. I'd rather work with women.
Doubt.
All day. I'd rather work with women than men every single day. Sorry, you dudes. God, you guys are hard to work with sometimes. Lost and Found. Besides you going to the website right now to buy your awesome merch using the code BOO for free shipping, what else is there to plug and chill? I had to make him go change his shirt. Everybody, he was wearing a white T-shirt when we started the stream, and I said, "Go put on your Lost and Found merch. Come on, my brother."
Yeah, I gotta be a little less bashful about shilling myself, but I mean, I make clothes, I make music. I just launched these shirts today. It's for women. You're talking about women. I made these baby tees, and I think they turned out pretty dope. It's the same graphic as this on this shirt, but this is I make shirts specific for every show we play. So this is for the gig that I'm playing in a couple weeks specifically. But yeah, music. lostandfound.com. If you're a automotive manufacturer, I'll do clay for you. Yeah, I mean, just care about each other. The you guys supporting disabled veterans is truly a beautiful thing too. Yeah, Buccaneers is where it's at too.
Yo, wait, the show. There's a show you're performing. Is there a link? Can we promote it out there? Where? When?
It's at this place called Corktown Tavern. It's in August 11th. I'm trying to go through all the facts right now, but Yeah, I mean, it's just a little local gig. It's nothing crazy. We're not headlining or nothing. So if you're in Detroit, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram or something. I'll give you guys tickets.
You heard that? God, this guy's doing so much. And what's incredible is our winner today is Skidley. Skidley, thank you so much for tuning in. Also, Skidley had one of the best questions in the space, better than me, the host. I'll give it to him because he really was listening. He understood that you are an incredibly multi-talented person, Lost and Found. Seriously, John, thank you so much for the time today. You know, you have my line, you have my DMs. If there's anything we can do to help support you as you go down this endeavor, I wish I had connections in the car industry, but I don't. That's you. That's you. You're my connection in the car industry.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
working on
with
it.
that, y'all, you already know. Tune in next week, same day, same time, Thursday, 6 p.m., where we're tuning in live from Station 3 down here in Manhattan. And boy, do we got another incredible guest next week. I'm doing my best to not tell y'all who's coming up each week, and I'm just getting more excited as it goes down. We are booked up all the way until November. Yeah, so we ain't going anywhere, baby. Let's ride. We'll catch y'all next week. Have a great night.
In Web3. It's actually out.